Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday Skate Sesh podcast, sponsored by My Hopes and Dreams. And last week was about Star Wars and how the writers sucked. This week's topic is going to be the NBA, starting up on Tuesday. You know, a lot of squads coming in. A lot of squads got better, mainly the Hawks. But gonna go into first. I'm gonna start off with who I think to watch out for during the season, and then move to team. Like what I think the end of the season standings are probably gonna look like. Maybe give my pick for the finals. So I think really there's just like a lot of squads, man. A lot of players got moved around. Somehow the Bucks got worse. You know, Giannis Giannis individually probably gonna have probably the best season of his career, individually speaking. I don't think it's gonna be enough to take the Bucks anywhere, but it's definitely gonna be something. So uh Shea probably gonna have another amazing season. That's I mean, just won Finals MVP, just came off the chip. It's really gonna might even fuck around, take the Thunder to back-to-back chips. Luca, I think is gonna win MVP. I mean, he already has half of what it requires, a narrative. I mean, that's legit half of what it takes to win an MVP, a narrative. And he has it. I mean, he just came off of like he just got put in the worst trade ever in NBA history. I mean, he's in the middle of his prime and he gets traded for a guy that's on the back end of his, who's also played less games than him in the past like 3 seasons. So, yeah. The city of Dallas should probably put Nico Harrison on the domestic terror list cuz that was fucking ridiculous. I mean, he got traded for legit a broken stick and a broken stick. He got traded for a broken stick, bro. He got traded for a broken stick and the kid who found it. The kid being Max Christie. It's kind of fucking it's pretty funny. You know? I mean, Nico Harrison got absolutely fucking trash for it. But yeah, I think Luke is going to be MVP. Lakers have an amazing squad, so they could make a deep playoff run. They got an 8 now. They still got Reeves and Braun. They have fucking Luka Donaghy, Luka Dokic, Luka the Donut Eater, the like the fucking Slovenian Larry Bird. I think it's Slovenian. I could be wrong, but it's gonna be a great season. Jokic, I think he's gonna have another monster year. I don't know about averaging a triple double. He'll probably average close to it, but I'll give him They just lost Michael Porter, but they got Cam Johnson. That was a big pickup. So I think he's gonna. I think he's honestly gonna be this year probably. I think he's honestly gonna be reverting. Probably taking a bit more of a. Probably touching the ball less, just a tad bit. You know, I think Cam Johnson is gonna get some nice. He's gonna fit in well. I mean, everybody fits in well with Jokic, but you know they got some more shooting around Jokic, which is like the best thing you could ever do. Is give Jokic more spacing. And then, you know, they still got Jamal Murray. They picked up fan favorite Uncle Bruce Brown. And speaking of uncles, the Clippers have probably the biggest Unk squad ever. Bradley Beal, Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard. I mean, this is definitely Chris Paul's last season based off of him going back to the fucking Clippers. But that is just one hell of a squad, man. That if you told me that squad was getting together in 2018, I'd tell you it's over for the league and that everybody should be scared. I'd tell you that Golden State was not going back to back. And if you would have told me that they would team up like 6, 7, 8 years after the fact, I'd tell you get the fuck out of here. You know, like I don't fucking care. That's not gonna that's not gonna matter. I really just think they're too old. You know, they make the playoffs, they're gonna be out of gas. If they're gonna be out of gas by the second round, if they're like round one series goes to probably 6 games even. You know, I think fucking bro, Thunder are scary. So I mean, Shea just came up a monster season. J Dub probably just so solid, man, so solid. I mean, bro, broken score from anywhere. Insane wingspan for his size. Still have Chet. Think Chet put on some muscle. Yeah, I think Chet's put on some muscle. And it's really just, you know, it's gonna be great. Like, it's gonna be scary for the league with OKC, man. We're gonna tear them up, you know. I watched, like, bro, I suffered through the fucking hell for this shit, man. Just, oh my gosh. I had to watch Damian Lillard bury my franchise. Like, I had to watch Damian Lillard bury my fucking franchise. That shot fucking. After he hit that shot, bro, I was mad. That it actually killed my mood for the rest of the night. I wasn't talking. I was just quiet the rest of the night. The rest of the night after that shot, I was just quiet. Didn't say anything. Didn't like it's just a ridiculous. Like it was a fucking ridiculous. That shot should have never went in. It should have never went in. It should have never went in. I don't know how the fuck he made that shit. He doesn't even know how he made that shit. You know. Speaking of Dame, the Bucks somehow got worse. They gave up Dame. They traded him. Like he went back. He's back in Portland. He's back in Portland. Like he's back in Portland. How the fuck is Dame back in Portland? You could legit put the last 2 years of Damian Lillard's career. You can change it from the Bucks to Portland, and it would change nothing in his career. That's how uneventful the Bucks were for Damian Lillard. you can like you could actually just put the last you could actually just put the last 2 seasons of his career in Milwaukee. You can change it to Portland, and it would change nothing. It would change nothing with how his career is going to be viewed. Like, I don't know what the Bucks' plan is. I don't know if it's to just make sure that nobody else in the East wins, because Dame was supposed to go to fucking Miami, and then Turner, instead of re-signing, I think he was supposed to re-sign with the Pacers, and then the Bucks just fucking gave him a better deal. So now he's the second best player on the Bucks. That's a fucking ridiculous downgrade from fucking Damian Lillard to Miles Turner. It's like the worst downgrade in history. I don't think you can have a worse downgrade. I think, like, I actually don't think there is a worse downgrade from Damian Lillard to fucking Miles Turner. Like, I mean, at least the Bucks got fucking. At least the Bucks went from Anthony Davis to Luka fucking to fucking Luka, to Luka Doncic. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but they went from fucking Anthony Davis to fucking Luka. All right. Like, like at least the Mavs got Anthony Davis out of it. The Bucks got Miles Turner. The Bucks went from Damian Lillard to Miles Turner. At least the Mavs went from fucking Luka to AD. For as shitty of a deal that was, at least they still have a great player on the return. Instead of fucking shit can Miles Turner. I mean, bro. Like the only teams like Miles Turner being on the Bucks changes nothing. I mean, it makes the Pacers season a little bit harder because I don't know who the fuck their backup big was, but they weren't fucking Miles Turner. Miles Turner is definitely a starting center in the league, but he's not fucking Damian Lillard, bro. But that's just the league, man. They went from Damian Lillard to Miles Turner. And now Dame's gonna retire in Portland when he eventually gets back on the court. Him and Scoot Henderson. I think it's Scoot. Yeah, him and Scoot are finally gonna do a little experiment where they're gonna be scary and it's gonna be over for the league. So definitely a duo to not be scared for. But I think mainly the Bucks are probably just gonna the Bucks are just gonna have a tough season. Giannis is probably gonna have his best season individually. He's probably gonna have a monster year. Probably gonna be the best season of his career. But the Bucks are probably gonna have one of the worst seasons of their existence. If they somehow make the postseason, it will probably be one of their worst postseason outings. But Giannis is probably gonna have a monster year to no avail, sadly. So another year of Giannis wasted by the Bucks. At this point, he should do what Kareem did and go to LA. Because it's not working out down there. Let's just be real about it. It's not working out down there. Or he could go to the Thunder, or I'd much rather him on the Thunder, but or you could go to, like, I don't know. I think he should get out of the. I mean, he loves the Bucks, but the organization is actually just wasting his prime right now. They won one chip. Giannis should at least finish with 3, in my opinion. That's just the kind of player he is. Again, Jokic, the Nuggets are gonna be scary. But it's like an opposite situation between Jokic and Giannis, bro. It's like Jokic is actually his front office is actually trying. The Bucks are just the Bucks aren't trying to get better. They're just trying to make sure that their competition gets worse, and it's not. I don't think that's how you win in basketball, you know? Because I mean, the Pacers are worse off because of it, but you know, so are the Bucks. Like, and speaking of teams making bad deals, the fucking Kings signed Keegan Murray to $140 million. I mean, that's fucking bro. That's like the Heat. That's like one of the worst contracts I've seen next to Tobias Harris and Duncan Robinson. That's like probably the worst contract in the league next to Paul George. That's how bad that fucking contract is. I mean, you gave $140 million over 5 years. That is ridiculous. And the Kings aren't going to go anywhere. They're going to be playing contenders this season as well. I think Russ is going to have a nice little retirement season. He'll put up some numbers, some solid numbers. Sabonis is probably going to continue doing the Sabonis thing of playing 3 quarters of basketball, and then in the fourth quarter, he's just getting his fucking steps in. Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, the package pair of gruntled Chicago stars, probably gonna. I don't know. They're probably gonna ball out. They're gonna have good. They're gonna have good season. They're just pure hoopers, man. You know, they're pure hoopers. They're like you know, they're that like pure hooper cloth, bro. Like Kyrie and shit. Just pure hoopers. They just go out there, put the ball in the hoop. Obviously, you know, who does it better is Kyrie, but you know, they're just pure hoopers. But the Kings are definitely just gonna be fighting for like ninth seed, maybe eighth seed. They'll probably be eighth seed, fighting for that playing spot for the seventh. But you know, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a special season. I don't know how often they're gonna light that beam. So, and then of course you can't forget the Thunder. Got Nikola Topic coming in for his rookie year. We picked up a guy in the draft that was like the lead shot blocker in college. I forgot his name. I gotta find it again. But he was, oh my, yo, I saw his highlights. He was an animal in college. Just like he was an animal. So we're a scary squad, and then we still got fucking Caruso. Oh my gosh, Caruso. Thomas Sobert. Thomas Sobert was his name. Defensive freak. Honestly, I think they're probably gonna still redo the Twin Tower lineup, so Shed at the 4. But I think the goal is to have Thomas Sobert take the 5 spot, and that, oh my gosh, if that ends up happening, bro, OKC's gonna have a top 5 defense for the entirety of Shea's career. Like, Sam Presti is a genius. He's a bona fide genius. I don't know what he did. I don't know how he pulled the scams off. But not gonna lie, bro, trading Paul George out of his best season, amazing work. That's like amazing work, man. Amazing work. Fleece the fuck out of the Clippers. And, speaking of Paul George, the Sixers are probably not going to be anywhere. You know, friends keep telling me if Embiid's healthy, if Embiid's healthy, if Embiid's healthy, if Embiid makes the postseason, if he's healthy, you know, dude, I don't care. Don't the Sixers. They've been saying if Embiid is healthy since fucking 2018. Since fucking 2018, 2019, they've been saying if Embiid's healthy. Dude, I hate to break it to you, it's just not happening. Even if he is healthy, it's just not happening. I don't care when he was. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. You know. And then on top of that, they have Paul George on $200 million. They have no. I don't think they made any moves this summer. So, legitimately, they can't sign anybody for depth. It's legit just going to be Paul George, Tyrese Maxey. Their depth chart is Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, Paul George, and then a bunch. And then I think this is it Quentin Grimes? Yeah, I think it's Quentin. That's their depth chart. That those are the best players. That's it. They don't really have anybody else. There's nobody else for them to have. They can't get anybody else because they have $200 million wrapped up in Paul George for the next 4 years, which is legitimately one of the worst trades ever made. Not trades, but one of the worst contracts ever made. But shit, Paul George got his money. Guess congrats to bro. Fleeced the fuck out of the Sixers. So the Sixers have gotten fleeced twice in the past 10 years. First, it was Tobias Harris. Now it's Paul George. Actually, 3 times. First, it was Ben Simmons. Then it was Tobias Harris. Now it's Paul George. 3 times in the past 10 years. The Philadelphia 76ers have given $100 million contracts to players who did not deserve them. You know, it's crazy because pretty much everybody knew when they signed Paul George, they were paying for Paul George in name only. So they're paying for Paul George in name only, and yeah, it hasn't worked out for them. Their season kind of went like this. This right here. This was kind of their season, getting their fucking back broken. It was, it was nice seeing Jared McCain flourish and given a chance to develop. Tyrese Maxey unfortunately got hurt because he was playing ridiculous minutes to keep them in games. Not even to win, just to keep them in games. And then you have fucking Podcast P uploading 20 clips every morning, but he's only dropping 10 points in the game. $200 million, by the way. $200 million. Like $200 million, bro. $200 million. And he's just out there doing nothing. A whole bunch of nothing. He had a little stretch where he looked like his old self. I'm not gonna lie. There was a little stretch where you actually thought Paul George had love for the game, but he doesn't. He very clearly just doesn't care anymore. That's really what it is. He doesn't want to win. It's just that simple. He'd much rather just go home and record podcasts. I mean, like he probably has enough NBA stories, enough basketball stories in general to carry his podcast over for the next 5 years. He so very clearly just wants to be podcast speed, man. You know, but yeah, the Sixers are in trouble. I've been saying this since like the beginning of last season. The Sixers got to not only get rid of Paul George, they got to get rid of Joel Embiid. They got to let go of Embiid, man. I'm gonna admit I'm not the biggest Embiid fan, but they got to let go of Embiid at this point, bro. He's like 31, 32. He's been hurt pretty much every season, every postseason, and it's just simply not worked out. They got to trade him while while they can still get a good haul for him. I really think they need to build around Maxime McCain at this point. You know, they definitely got to get rid of Paul George. I don't know I don't know if they can. I don't know if anybody would take that contract. I mean, they can't even send him to the Unk squad with the Clippers because Paul George has left the Clippers, and the Clippers fucking hate Paul George now. So Paul George is not only hated by Paul George is not only hated by the Indiana Pacers, he's also hated by the LA Clippers. That's two fan bases. Nice. And he's also hated by the Sixers now, so there's three fan bases. There's three fan bases that hate Paul George. You know. And I don't he didn't do enough in OKC to get his jersey retired. I'm not gonna lie, he didn't. It's not he didn't do enough. I mean, he had one good season. He had one good season in like 2019, I think, and then yeah, I mean he only played 2 seasons in OKC after saying that he wanted to play more, but you know, just what what a year, man. And then the Celtics are actually probably in trouble. We're not in trouble. I already said that they're gonna be a 4 seed. I think you know, I'm not gonna lie, I really think Luka's gonna get that MVP. He's probably gonna have an all-time great season. You know, he's probably gonna have the best season of his career. Lakers are probably gonna be in the best position since 2020 to win a championship. So I think I really think the Lakers are gonna make some noise. I don't know about winning, but they're definitely gonna make some noise. I think the Thunder are probably gonna be in the finals. I think probably the Cavs are also gonna be in the finals. It's gonna be Cavs or the Hawks in the finals from the East side. I think it's probably gonna be the Cavs or the Hawks. Most likely the Cavs. I mean, this is legit gonna be this is legit probably the Cavs' last chance to get a actual final run going. If the Cavs don't make the finals this year, they're gonna end up like Miami. They're just gonna be in the perpetual. Like I think after the season, the Cavs are gonna end up like Miami, to where they just start perpetually fighting in the play-in. Because Donovan Mitchell's been there since like what, 2021. Or actually, so was it 2021 or was it 2022? I think it's 2022. 2022, and we're going into the 2026 season. 2025, 2026 season. And they haven't even made a conference finals yet. You know? So they're gonna end up in a Philly or a Miami situation to where they're just gonna be perpetually ass. You know, and Miami's probably in the worst situation in the East because they have pieces for a championship team, but they don't have like they have one or two pieces for a championship team, and then the rest of the team is ass. They got Bam, they got Hero. Ware's developing nicely. Jaime's a solid role player. I'm not gonna lie, he's a solid role player right now. I don't know how much further he's gonna develop. If anything, he'll be like a max. He'll probably be like a third option. But the Heat just don't got the pieces, man. You know, they got Tyler Hero, who's fucking basically white Jordan Poole. Bro's just fucking arrogant as shit. Bro's talking about he had fucking 40 on Darius Garland. Brother, so did Darius Garland. He had like, he's bragging about dropping 40 and not being like, and how they couldn't stop him. Brother, you couldn't stop Darius Garland. He was fucking you. He was straight up. Darius Garland was straight up out there terrorizing Tyler Hero on the court. Heroes out there saying they can't guard him. They're getting blown out. Bam's out there dying in the paint, bro. It's just sad to see because Bam is right now is the Miami Heat's defense. If Bam doesn't play, the Heat will give up fucking 130 points. It's that fucking tragic. The like the Heat culture defense and shit doesn't exist. It's Bam or nothing. It's Bam or bust. It's legit Bam or bust down there, bro. In South Beach, it is Bam or bust. If Bam doesn't have a good like, if Bam isn't doing everything on defense, the team doesn't win. I honestly feel for the guy, man, because he is one of the best defenders in the NBA. And in 2022, he should have had the depoy, but they gave it to fucking Marcus Smart. And you know he's still a top 5 defender in the NBA. You know, of course there's Wemby. There's Of course there's Wemby. There's fuck the guy on the Grizzlies, fucking Jaren Jackson. I'm not gonna say Gobert because I think he's a better defender than Gobert at this point. Besides shot blocking is the only thing he has. But Bam is just so much more versatile. He can guard anybody. You know, there's Chet. They already said Chet, but yeah, there's Chet. Fucking the Thompson twins are also probably they're amazing already. I'm not gonna lie, they're animals on the court. You know, it's really great to see out there. And then I think the Magic are gonna be in the same spot. Out of all the playoff contenders, the Magic are going to be in the exact same spot. I can't even make it up. Like they're gonna be in the exact same spot they were last season. No improvement, nothing. They're just gonna be the exact same spot. Legit, the Magic are probably going to finish in the exact same seed they ended last season, which was like the 5th seed. And the Nets are a joke. It's legit. The Nets are just a fucking joke. The Nets are just like the biggest joke. The Nets are legit. Just, I think the way to put it, the Nets are the Pelicans of the East, man. The Nets are the Pelicans of the East, man. They have pieces. They just, you know, they they got pieces. They just don't know what to do with them. Actually, I guess yeah. Actually, no. I guess it'd be more of a I don't know. No, because the Pelicans got Zion. The Nets have nobody comparable to Zion. So that's actually disrespectful to Zion. So they're not the Pelicans. They're like can't really say the Kings because again, Zach and DeMar are better than everybody on the Nets. Probably be the Jazz. They're the fucking Jazz. The Jazz of the East. The Utah Jazz of the East, man. They're just picking people up for no fucking reason. They just have people. They have players. You know, they got some players some players that no one's ever heard of. That's the state of the fucking Nets. You know, they got one guy that can ball, they got one guy that hoops, one guy that shot chucks, and then everybody else just fucking clings the glass. That's the Nets. And it's also the fucking like that's also the fucking it's also the Jazz. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think for the standings, I think OKC's gonna be 1 seed, and for the West, I think OKC's gonna be 1 seed. The Nuggets are gonna be the 2 seed. I think Lakers are gonna finish 3 seed, and then fourth, I'll give it to the Rockets. I think the Rockets with KD can pull out a 4 seed. Um, it's kind of hard to go from like four in like 4 through 6 is kind of hard because like there's a lot of teams that can contend. They're gonna be on the same level for those spots. Like it could be the Rockets that get the 4 seed, but it could also be it could also very well be, you know, like it could also very well be the Clippers. It could be the Grizzlies if Ja comes back soon enough and he's healthy and you know he starts balling out. They're also gonna be around that spot. But yeah, I think the Rockets are gonna be 4 seed. I'll give the Warriors the 5 seed. I mean they're the exact same team. Like they're the exact same team from last year with Al Horford. So I think yeah they're gonna be 5 seed, maybe 4 seed if the Rockets get unlucky in any kind of way. And then 6 seed, 6 seed is gonna probably be the Clips, and the playing teams are gonna be Kings again, Pelicans, fucking. If Ja isn't there, then it'll be like Grizzlies in the play-in again, or and then the last team is just whoever didn't get a fucking bottom seed. 10 seed is literally just gonna be whoever didn't lose enough for fucking 11 and 12th. And then in the East, you know, we're gonna have the Cavs at number 1. Then give it to the Knicks and the Hawks. You know, I'm actually very excited for the Hawks season. I'll probably watch some of the televised games. You know, and then Hawks gonna have a Trae Young better have a fucking baller season, man. None of that fucking bullshit he's been doing the past 2 years. Where he's just shot checking and throwing out dimes. So none of that LaMelo Ball shit no more for Trae Young, man. I mean, the Hornets are also just perpetually ass. I don't know what it is. It's just LaMelo. It's just LaMelo Ball. That's all the Hornets have. We just have LaMelo. The Hornets only have LaMelo. It's LaMelo Ball. He's the greatest player in franchise history. Better than Alonzo. Better than fucking Kemba Walker. But Hornets are just perpetually ass, along with the Nets and the Heat. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the second seed is probably gonna be the Knicks. Third seed is gonna be the Hawks. So 4th seed, I'll give that to the Celtics. I'll give that to the Celtics because I think Tim's gonna come back and they're gonna be better. They're gonna end the season off on the same note they probably ended. Same note of winning. They're probably gonna have a nice win streak to go out into the playoffs with. And then for the 5th seed, probably be a fucking Magic again, bro. They're just that fucking. They're just that fucking perpetually mid. They're just that fucking mid. The Sixers, if Maxey and McCain are healthy, the Sixers can get a 6. The Sixers can be the 6th seed. You know, they can be 6th place. They can be that. They can be there in the standings. They'll be just outside. They'll be just outside the play-in. They'll sneak by. And then play-in's probably going to be the Heat. Heat are definitely probably going to be the 8th seed, 8th or 7th. That's just where they're at right now. They're really banking on Kello Ware to be something than what he already is. So yeah, there's that. And then, you know, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. After 7th and 8th, it's really just, the East is just complete ass. 9th and 10th seed could really be any team in the East. Like 9 through 12 in the East is probably the most competitive area in basketball because it's just a bunch of teams trying to fight for who's the worst. Everybody in that area is fighting for 12th in the East. Like after you get once you leave the A seed in the East, you are fighting for the bottom spot in the conference. So the Wizards, the Hornets, the Wizards, the Hornets, man, fucking. Oh, the Bucks are probably gonna be the 7th seed actually, but the Wizards, the Hornets, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Bucks are probably gonna be the 7th seed, and then the Heat are gonna be the 8th, and then after that it's just Wizards, Hornets, fucking teams I can't even think of. The Nets, just gonna be fucking fighting for nothing at that point. Just fighting for whoever can take the most losses. Oh, I forgot the Pistons. Oh my god, I forgot the Pistons. Oh my gosh, I forgot the Pistons, man. I forgot the fucking Pistons. I forgot the Pistons, bro. How could I forget the Pistons? How could I forget the Pistons, man? How could I forget the Pistons, bro? The Pistons are not gonna be fucking in the plan, bro. The Pistons have been so ass for so long. I completely forgot that they're a good team now. That's how ass the Pistons were. So ass to I completely forgot that this season they were a good team. Just yeah, the Pistons. Shit, fuck what I was saying, bro. The Pistons, fucking hell. Fuck what I was saying, bro. Fuck what I was saying. The Pistons are gonna be the 4 seed, bro. Fuck that. Fuck that, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. The Pistons are gonna be a 4 seed. You know. The Pistons are gonna be a 4 seed. Put the Magic back to 6. Put the Magic at 6 instead of 5. They're gonna be the. They're gonna drop. They're gonna drop. They're gonna be there. Cause that is just, bro. That is just gonna be ridiculous. Oh man. Oh man. That is just gonna be ridiculous. Yeah, drop the Magic down a spot. The Pistons are going to be the 4 seed. Um, I'll give Celtics 5. Celtics are probably going to fight with the Orlando Magic for the 4th spot, but Celtics and Magic are probably going to be 4 or 5 seeds, and then 6 seed. I mean, not 4 or 5 seeds, but 5 or 6 seeds. They're going to fight over the 5th and 6th spots. But I definitely think that the Bucks are in the play-in, and the Heat are also in the play-in, and then after that, it's just whoever wasn't ass enough to get the 12th spot in the standings. Like, it's legit just gonna be it's just gonna be teams that are just fucking perpetually ass, like the Hornets and the Nets. You know, the Wizards, they're definitely gonna be in the bottom. But the teams that are competitive, that are actually trying to win, that is gonna be a season. It's gonna be a season for those. I mean, I think the Spurs are probably gonna. They might sneak into the plan. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Spurs might sneak into the plan. I didn't say it. I know I didn't say that. I didn't really have them as a pick. But if Wemby's healthy, man, I think the Spurs can sneak into the plan. They still got to develop some of their players and shit. But it's gonna be nice to see. I think they picked up Dylan Harper, so it's gonna be nice to see Dylan Harper develop alongside Wemby, and they also got De'Aaron Fox. I think yeah, they'll probably sneak the play in this year. They'll probably be 9 seed, maybe. You know, they'll probably be fighting. You know, probably be 9 seed. Lose again, like, you know, it'll be close between them and the Kings for sure on who's the 8 or 9 seed. But and then I think after this season, the Spurs are probably going to be in the playoffs in 2027. They're going to be in the playoffs because just the jump one we took from his rookie season to this season already told you all you need to know. Like, Wemby wants it. Wemby fucking wants it. His jump was crazy. I mean, he went from 20 to 25 points in just 2 seasons. 20 points as a rookie average is already insane enough. You know, especially when most legends nowadays don't have those averages. I mean, no, I think fucking. I mean, LeBron came in averaging 20, but D Wade didn't average 20 his rookie season. Like, he was the top pick. So, like, fucking just for him to, like, Chris Bosh, he didn't average 20 his first season. You know, it's obvious that one was already better than Chris Bosh, bro. So it's gonna be fucking insane to see his development. But I'm not gonna lie, I think those are my picks. Those are my takes for the season. I'm not gonna lie, I think Thunder are going back to back in finals against the Cavs, and this is really the Cavs' last chance. And then I think Luka's gonna get MVP, and he'll probably win his first ring. If not next season, Luka's probably gonna get his ring never. But, like, I'm not gonna lie, the league might tell the refs to push for the Lakers into the finals this season, but I think the Thunder are going back to back. It'll be hard, but we can go back to back. So yeah, those are my takes. You know, Luke MVP, Thunder back to back. If the Thunder don't win it, it'll probably be the Lakers, but definitely gonna win it. So see you later.